Dr. Julien Auger is with me, a doctor from Saint-Jérôme, Quebec. His hospital, Hôpital Saint-Jérôme, but now he is in Poland, in Hrebenne, in Poland, helping with the relief effort. Dr. Auger, what a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for being my guest today.
Hi, good morning.
Now, listen, what on earth drew you to Poland?
My aim was to cross to Ukraine because there was a call for help by the Ukrainian health ministry. They needed health professionals in the civilian hospitals because a lot of health professionals there had to flee with their family, many being women professionals. So they have a situation there with just their everyday needs, including COVID, which was in a pretty bad situation even before the conflict. So they called for help, and I decided I would travel to Ukraine from Poland to help there. But as I was traveling here, I saw the news of hospital shellings and also civilians being attacked in the street. And even the humanitarian corridors who were agreed upon were not respected. So
Yes.
As I was getting closer and closer to here, I decided it was not safe for me to cross the border and to go inside Ukraine because of that. Not safe enough. And I decided, being a father of two, I decided that there's still a huge humanitarian crisis at the border. Over 2 million refugees had to flee from Ukraine to the EU countries. So I decided that if my help was needed at the refugee camps, my medical help, I decided I would provide help here. So
but Dr. Auger, it's just extraordinary because everyone watching is moved by what we're seeing in the images, but you were moved to the point of getting a plane ticket and traveling over there to help out. And you've landed, and what people should know is you're not affiliated with any organization. You landed there, and did you just, show up at a border checkpoint and say, I'm here to help?
Yes, it's because the events were unfolding every day before our eyes. The organizations, they didn't have time to get organized as fast as needed. I mean, for me to be here as quickly as I wanted to.
Yes.
So there was not much information available from Quebec, and I contacted them. I didn't get an answer from Red Cross or MSF. I think they were pretty busy.
MSF is Médecins Sans Frontières, Doctors Without Borders. So you just took matters to your own hands. So I've been looking at what you've been posting on Facebook, and you've arrived at a refugee center. Tell me a little bit about what you've encountered and the people that you are already meeting and indeed treating from a medical standpoint.
Yes, here at the border, the refugee camp, it's not run by a single organization. It's spontaneous help from charities here, religious organizations, just volunteers coming from everywhere in the world, especially Europe. But another doctor who's working with me is an American ex-military doctor who's a general surgeon, but here she's only doing first-line work like me. So there's me, there's a Polish doctor. So we organize just organically, spontaneously. And we had donations, medication from pharmacies, clinics, hospitals in the region. So we ended up having a pretty good stock of medication and equipment. So we were able to do basic first-line stuff, but also relatively advanced stuff. We can give IV medications. We have care for babies. We have medication for the elderly who don't necessarily have their medications with them, those who have chronic diseases. And people who arrive here, they often haven't eaten or drank anything for the past 24 hours. They had to wait at the border multiple hours. What we've seen is the people waiting 14 hours just to cross the border. So the vulnerable people, they are in a pretty bad shape here sometimes.
And there you are to help. The whole range, as you said, of people needing care, various conditions. But I want to ask, you mentioned the children, and you've told us you have 2 children at home. They may be watching this morning. They'll be happy to know that Papa is okay. But tell me, as you assist the children, the images of the children that we're seeing are just so difficult to look at. What impact is all of that, caring for those children and seeing them in the situation they're in? What is that doing to you?
It's hard, but at least I'm able to do something. At home, I was looking at it in the news like everybody, and what made me come here was I found it so hard to be at home in my comfort and knowing that maybe I could do something to help them. And I was hearing, calls for help in the news reports. They needed doctors, they needed volunteers. So I decided I would just come here, and I figured out they probably needed some help. If I was here ready to help, they probably needed it. And when I arrived, as soon as I arrived, they had a job for me, a volunteer job for me, yeah.
And an important one at that. Dr. Auger, we'll follow along. We were showing some of the pictures from your Facebook post. Put some more up there so we can see you in action. They're offering that needed medical care to the people trying to flee to safety. Thank you so much, Dr. Auger. I appreciate it.
Thank you.